Hey everyone, this is Laura with Laura Academic Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrological update for January 13th through the 19th, 2020. And this means that we all survived the Saturn Pluto conjunction. Yay! Now, just because that's over obviously doesn't mean that everything's like rainbows and butterflies. We've been building up to this conjunction for quite some time, and the kind of the come down from it will also last for a little while. Probably not as long as the buildup, of course, but there's definitely still some culmination, some juicy things to kind of extract from the conjunction, especially on Monday, the 13th. The Sun will be conjoining Pluto and Saturn on this day. And whatever planets the Sun touches, there's a sense of bringing those planets' qualities into the light of day, into the light of our consciousness and our awareness. Things being seen, because, whatever the Sun shines on will become visible, right? So there's definitely going to be some similar themes around the disintegration of power, structure, boundaries that are perhaps unnecessary, a light shining on what's dark, what's hidden or in shadow, the corruption coming to light in some way, and the rebuilding of something that's of more integrity and of more honesty. Saturn is a planet that rules the downtrodden and impoverished people, poverty. And it's a planet that really demands integrity and honesty and making sure that we do our due diligence towards those that we're responsible for. And Saturn is at home in Capricorn. It's ruling over this conjunction. And so, although, Pluto indicates the decay, the destruction, the dying of certain things that are outdated, certain structures, Saturn could indicate the rebuilding of new structures, of something that's more in integrity, essentially. And the Sun passing over these two planets is bringing these qualities to consciousness or to light, to awareness. Potentially even on more of a societal level rather than a personal level. Pay attention to the news. On the same day, we have Venus moving into Pisces, and Venus is exalted here, meaning that Venus is pretty much treated as an honored guest in the sign of Pisces, and so she's able to do more than what she wants. She's given high status in this sign. Venus indicates how we relate, how we attract and connect with others. It's also indicating relationships, potentially finances, and Pisces indicates the dream world, compassion, forgiveness, creativity, and also imagination. And so Venus and Pisces could definitely indicate relating with others on a whimsical level, on like a dream world level. Boundaries could fall by the wayside during this time in the name of connection. Good time for creating art and expressing yourself through creativity. So this will be for the next couple weeks, and it'll be a really nice sigh of relief from the heaviness that all this activity has been happening in Capricorn. And Capricorn is the beginning of winter, and so it's, although the light is growing, it's still the darkest part of the year. And so, once again, there's a weightiness, a heaviness quality to this time, and so this will feel hopefully like a breath of fresh air. On Wednesday the 15th, we have Venus in Pisces making a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. So sextiles indicate ease, flow, congruency, and remember, things don't usually happen to us with sextiles or trines. It's more about taking advantage of the energy. We're more confronted by external issues with squares or oppositions, for the most part. And I just want to remind everyone what Uranus and Taurus indicates. So Uranus pretty much radicalizes and revolutionizes whatever it touches, and can sometimes indicate surprises, changes, um, revolution, revelation. And so Taurus indicates agriculture and plants and food and currency. It's a sign ruled by Venus, the planet of currency, deciding what's valuable, what's of worth. And so Uranus and Taurus, definitely there's a sense of radicalizing agriculture, food, currency, how we eat, how we grow food, how we make food, potentially how we relate to our possessions and to our values. I mean, there's already, we're starting to grow meat in labs. Like, that is definitely an indication of Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus first entered Taurus back in the spring of 2018, and so and it's a 7-year-long journey, and so we'll definitely be seeing more of this radicalization of Taurus topics, like I just mentioned. And so with this sextile, there's definitely a sense of expressing yourself artistically, potentially in a bit of a more different or unusual or radical way. An unusual opportunity to connect with others could come your way. The moon at this time is in Libra, so there is a theme around partnership and connection and art. Could be a good time to brainstorm with others about some radical, visionary, or idealistic ideals. Once again, sextiles aren't anything crazy. Just, you might even, most of the time we miss these really small aspects, but something to watch out for. Thursday the 16th, we have Mercury going into Aquarius. So Mercury representing our mind, how we think, how we communicate, how we exchange with others. And Aquarius is the middle of winter. So there's definitely a fixed, potentially rigid quality to Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. And if we think of Saturn as boundaries or as walls, Capricorn, which is also ruled by Saturn, is what's within the walls. Aquarius is what's outside of the walls. It's different, it's unusual, it's eccentric, it's visionary, it's looking at, beyond at the horizon and envisioning what could be. And sometimes there can be a bit of a rigid or dogmatic or convicted quality to Aquarius, of like, I can see what the possibilities are, and now let's make them happen. No, this is the right way. There can be this very, dogmatic, convicted quality to the name of, what's best for humanity and the group. There's definitely a quality with Aquarius of being more concerned with the group rather than the self. This is the time of year where the sun has the shortest amount of time in the sky. It's dim and dark, and in Leo season, which is opposite of Aquarius, that's when the sun has the longest time in the sky. It's where it's shining the brightest and it's the warmest. And so during Aquarius season, and Aquarius in general, definitely there's more emphasis on the group. What's best for the collective? What can we do communally? How can we share resources? What can we do to make things better for everyone? And so with Mercury going into Aquarius, there's definitely this very visionary, group-oriented thought process that is somewhat detached. Definitely a note of radical ideas. I mean, Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. And so communication can also become detached, revolutionary, eccentric, visionary. The mind is focused on, communal living, communal ways of being, what's best for society as a whole. So we'll be experiencing this energy for the next couple of weeks. Saturday the 18th, we have Mercury making a square to Uranus. And remember, squares can indicate conflict, challenges, contradictions, tension, but Uranus, once again, being one of the rulers of Mercury, wants to help Mercury out. So I don't think it's going to be as tense, as contradictory, as challenging as a normal square with Uranus would be, which is good. But I could definitely see this transit as being, your mind being set on one thing and being very convicted in that one ideal, one lofty, high-minded vision, and this ideal or idea could be disrupted in some way, and you're kind of forced to go in another direction. I would definitely say look to the houses that Mercury rules, and you might be in for a surprise with those topics. So Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So look to the house cusp where there is Gemini and Virgo, and check out those topics, and there might be some issues coming up with those house topics. Yeah, this is the week that I'll be doing the video on the house topics, so you can check back later in the week for that, and that can give you an idea of potentially how this is playing out for you. But generally speaking, Mercury square Uranus could indicate a radical shift in perspective, thoughts, and ideas, and there could definitely be an experience of some mental resistance because Taurus and Aquarius are both fixed signs, and there's this kind of immovable or rigid quality or set in your ways quality to them. So I'm going to do some takeaways for the week just to kind of wrap things up, and I think I'll probably also have this in a PDF version if you're interested, potentially doing some affirmations again for each rising sign depending on how much time I have. So check in the description for that if you're interested. You just need to give me your email and then I could email you the PDF. But so takeaways for the week, generally speaking, are don't be too set in a dogmatic or convicted vision, mentality, or ideal. Practice flexibility. Let go of outdated structures of old ways to make room for new and improved ideas. Allow disintegration and decay to happen because it's the compost of new life. Be inspired and romanticize and create what flows naturally into your life. So I hope that's helpful. Hope everyone has a great week, and if you feel like it, comment in the comment section about your experience this week, and I will be back next week. All right, bye.